Hello world and welcome to my channel. Today's quest is going to take us on over to the Tropical Palms Resort here in Kissimmee, Florida. This is a really nice campground. They have a lot of RV spots and even some cottages you can stay at if you don't own an RV. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to start at the very front. I'm going to show you the lodge, the security booth. We're going to make a lap around the whole thing, take a look at some campsites, the pool, and even one of the cottages. And at the end, I'm going to tell you kind of what I think about the place. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Let's go do this. All right, so up at the front of the park, you can see that they have a security booth there. This is a gated resort. You have to have a key card to get in, and there is a live person in there working at all times, even at night. And right here is the lodge, actually. This is the place you're going to park at over here, come in and check in at. And they've got a nice little lobby in there. Everybody's been super friendly and easy to work with. They also have a little store in there that you can shop for a few things at. It's not a super huge store, but you can get some essentials there. And then they also have like a little community room with a pool table that you can go in there and play some pool at. And then they also have a weight room in there in case you for some reason like to exercise on vacations. I'm not one of those people, but yeah, all in all, nice little lodge here. When you pull in, you're going to see the sign that I was standing at earlier, Tropical Palms, right there. And we are going to take a left and go down this way and make a lap around. All right, coming down that road, you can see that they do have some campground spots over here for campers. Right there is the pool, and then you're going to run into a lot of cottages. So if you're a pool person, you're going to want to make sure that when you call, you ask for a spot near the pool, because there are a lot of spots near the pool. And if you're a late riser, meaning you like to sleep in a little bit, you might want to try to avoid these dumpsters here. Right here is our cottage. Right here's the dumpster, and about every 2 or 3 days, the trash truck comes in here and picks up the trash out of that dumpster, and it's pretty loud. So it's a good thing I wake up a little bit early, so it didn't really bother me too much. And I guess you could wear earplugs too at night if you don't want to be woke up like that, but it is kind of loud. Now these cottages are really cool looking. I like the tropical look with like the pink and the yellow and the blue and all. They do sell them in different sizes. Right off the top of my head, I know that they have 1-bedroom cottages, 1 bedroom with a loft, and then they also have a 2-bedroom cottage. And we started out in a 1-bedroom cottage and had to be moved to a 2-bedroom cottage, and we'll get more into that at the end of the video as to why that happened. But let me tell you, the 2-bedroom cottage is much bigger, even though I didn't really have a big problem with the 1-bedroom cottage. And rest assured, I'm going to take you all on a little tour through that 2-bedroom cottage more towards the end of the video. See, I didn't want to put it at the beginning of the video because someone may be clicking on this video to see a campsite, and I didn't want to throw that at the beginning. So we'll do that at the end. It's a really nice one. Right there is where we started walking, and we came all the way down here past these cottages, and we ran into our first real campsite area. Now, notice there's not a whole heck of a lot of shade like there is up front. And this is a little bit far from the pool. So we're going to go check out some of these campsites because some of you all may be camping here. But yeah, it looks like they're all concreted. Have a little picnic table out. Got your sewage and your water. Let's go over there and take a look at that. Right here are all of your hookups. And over here they have a little grill. And you got a nice little yard area, I guess, and there's drainage throughout, so I don't think it's going to flood or anything if it rains. But yeah, this is a nice little area to camp. I really like that this is concreted. Just by judging the palm trees, you see how they're not super huge. I would say that this section of the resort is fairly new. There are other campsites around the entire RV resort, and we're going to go check them out as well. But I do want to point out that there is a bathhouse here. I'm not going to take you in there, obviously. If it's anything like the bathhouse up at the pool, it's nice and clean. And the one at the pool looked fairly like newly renovated. It had like the slate gray tile look. But now we're going to make our way into the campground area. Oh, I guess there's some cottages here too. we've made our way down that road to our second campground area. Now, this is a good time to make note of the distance between the campers. And I also want to point out that this campground area inside Tropical Palms Resort is not concreted where you park your camper. You will put your camper in the grass. So if that's important to you, you may want to ask for a concreted pad to put your camper on when you come here. Now, that distance between the campers is going to vary, just like the distance between the cottages are going to vary. You can see the distance between this orange one and the pink one is huge. That's a big yard right there. But when you pan over here, it's not as big. I think it's still kind of sufficient, because if you go past this porch, there is a little bit of grass on the other side of the cottage. The porch doesn't run the whole length of the cottage. So here's a look at that. I don't want to walk in their yard, but that's a pretty good amount of space for a kid to get outside and play. All right, y'all, the bathhouse that I showed you previously is right there. You've got all these campers, and then there's your next bathhouse. So if you want to be near a bathhouse, make sure you ask for that, because some places do have a little bit of a walk to it. Now, this is interesting to note. This area's bathhouse also has a laundry room for it. I thought that the only laundry room was at the pool, but that is wrong. There are laundry rooms scattered across this campground. Now, let's go try to take a peek inside there. I don't have my key, so I can't get in. My wife has that key, but the laundry machines look fairly new. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, there's a better look at it. You've got your dryers there and your washing machines there. Now, the campers right next to that bathhouse have a little pond or lake or something right here, and a nice little porch area that you can come out and sit on. So if you'd like to come out and sit on that porch and relax a little bit, they do have that option, but not right now, because it is walled off. It does say pardon our dust, so I do think that they are renovating, but it might be ready by the time you come down here. But I think it's a nice little area. Look at how huge that umbrella is. It gives you a ton of shade. Now, I did talk to some people about the wildlife here, and they said, can you believe how much wildlife is in this campground? To be honest with you, I never did see any wildlife in this campground, but they said that they saw deer and everything. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just in the wrong spot. You know, I'm in a cottage, and there's a lot of cottages around. Maybe if you get a cottage or an RV spot that's a little bit more secluded, you'll see more of that type of wildlife if that's your thing. I didn't see anything, but apparently everybody else is. We've made our way up to the third corner of our little loop, so we're about finished. Right here's another bathhouse. It's got a pop machine right there, or a soda machine, whatever you want to call it. Probably get made fun of either way. You know, I'm on the internet, so I'm automatically wrong. But right next to it is some interesting things up here that I'd like to show you. Now we're on the opposite side of the entrance. So we're on the far side of the campground. And next to this little waterway here, you've got a little like putt-putt course. And I don't know what they call this. If somebody knows, please leave the name in the comments down below so that I can figure out what this is. But it's Triangle Fun Game right there. And none of the equipment is sitting out right here, but if you go to the front lobby area, they do have all of that stored. I think you can get that if you maybe leave your ID or something. They'll give you all of that equipment so that you can come out here and play putt-putt. Apparently there is some wildlife in this resort, because right here it says stay away from the water, alligators and snakes in area. Now, I haven't seen any alligators or snakes, but I'm going to stay away from the water just in case. It's kind of hard to stay too far away from the water when hole 5 is right here. Is that far enough away? I sure hope it is. No, and right next to Cottage 108, they have horseshoes and bocce ball. We're on the home stretch now. We're going to turn on Key West Drive is the name of this road. And we're going to head on back to the cottage, and I'm going to show you the inside of that. Now, it is the end of July right now. It's still early in the morning. It's probably about 7:30. And look at how quiet it is. This is a good place for kids, but I haven't seen a whole lot of kids out here. it's still relatively quiet. All right, we've made our way down this road, and right next to the playground, another bathhouse, and the pool is another campsite area. And I do want to point out that these campsites are have a concreted pad and are pull through. So you can pull it straight through this road right here to the other road. Now I wanted to bring you back to the cottages to kind of show you something. But first of all, right there's the kiddie pool. Right next to that big umbrella is the main pool. And look at how close some of these cottages are. You could pretty much walk right out that door, go into a gate right here at that intersection, and you are right at the pool. Here's another little point I wanted to make about the cottages. If you look at this cottage, there's no covered porch. But if you look at this cottage, there is a covered porch. So if that's important to you, you want to make sure when you call, you ask for a covered porch. This cottage right here is cottage number 28, and it was the first cottage that we were put in when we came here. We're staying here an entire month, so I got a good feel for what this place is like. We started out in this single bedroom cottage right here, and it felt a little campery, you know, like we still loved it, but you know, the kitchen was still a little bit narrow. We had some issues with ants in there, and this was in food that was not even opened yet, that was still sealed. So the managers were super nice about it. They came over, saw the ants, moved us to an upgraded VIP cabin that was much bigger, and it seems a little bit newer. The stuff in there is a little bit more new, free of charge, and they sprayed both cottages just to ensure we wouldn't have ants. And guess what? I didn't see any ants the rest of the trip. Some of these cottages have different siding on the side. Like if you see this, it looks a little bit more like wood or something. If we pan over to this one, it's more of like a vinyl. So I don't know if there's a difference in how much newer they are, or you know, if that makes any difference at all, but I just wanted to point that out. Now I want to take you guys over to the pool and let you see what that looks like. All right, they just opened it because it was a storm earlier, so there's nobody over here. So I figured I might as well run over here and get this video, because I don't like videoing people in their swimsuits and things. But here you go. They have umbrellas, picnic tables, everything out here. Now the pool does range from let me see to make sure, 3.5 feet on this side all the way up to 8.5 feet down here on this side. So yeah, it gets pretty deep over here. They separate it with a rope right there. This place right here behind the pool, Toucan Cafe, that's been closed our entire trip. People say it's been closed since COVID. I don't really know, because this is just my experience right now. So all I can see is that it's been closed our entire trip. Now they do have little things where they grill out and stuff. You know, I think it's every Saturday they'll have a little grill out where they bring a little black stone and put it underneath this umbrella, cook some hamburgers and things. Before we leave, I almost forgot to show you all that on the 3.5 foot side, this little area right here is the bathhouse, and they do have toilets and showers and things in there. This is the female side. On the other side around there is the male, and they are very clean. In fact, they look newly renovated, in my opinion. I don't know if that's the case or not, but they're like a slate gray, very clean bathrooms. And here's your rules right here. Zoom in on those. I think the important part right here is the pool hours are from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Now back on the other side of the building, opposite of the showers, I wanted to show you all a few things over here. This little gate right here, you lift up this little knob, go through here, and you got the playground. So let's go check that out. Before we do that, I actually want to show you that if you want to let your kid play on the playground while you do laundry, that is a possibility. Y'all, the machines in there are really nice. They're like brand new, and you can even buy soap back in that little corner up there, but we usually just bring our own from the home. But anyways, let's go check out the playground. It's a pretty decent little playground. Got a couple slides. My daughter enjoyed it. There you have it. It's got like a big goldfish bridge right there. She loved that goldfish bridge. But there you go. That's the playground. And if you go in this direction, almost got a little lost there, and open this gate, you are going to see the kiddie pool area. So yeah, they've got the same kind of picnic table set up with umbrellas and things. And a little splash, is that a splash pad? I don't know what you call that, but it's like a raining umbrella thingy with a little pool here. And this pool, I don't see a depth measurement on here, but let's just step in it. How about that? When I step in it, it's about up to my knee. Well, not about halfway up to my knee. So yeah, I would say it's about 1.5, 2 feet tall, somewhere around there. Or 2 feet deep, I mean. Oh, over there on the sign. 1 feet. Did that say 1 feet? That's hilarious. 1 foot. So yeah, if you're looking at cabins, there are cabins around here, right in front of the pool. And I don't know if you saw earlier, but way back in the back, there are camping spots back there as well. All right, y'all, you've made it to the cottage tour, and now we are in cottage 15 right now. And this is a VIP cabin, so it's pretty uppity, but we did not purchase a VIP cabin. We actually purchased the cheapest cabin, cottage. I keep calling it a cabin. We purchased the cheapest cottage that they had and had some issues with ants. Before we head inside, I wanted to remind you that this is cottage 15. But look how nice this is. I love the floors. The couch is nice. I like leather couches in places like this because it's easier to clean. Here's a look at the recessed lighting up in the top. I think that's a really nice touch. This is a little side room for kids. It's got 2 full beds, I think. Some pretty good storage space right here. Open it up and give you a look in there. Look how deep that is. And then they have some shelves underneath there. Or some drawers, should I say. So no TV in this room. Well, let's walk down the hallway here to the kitchen. Gorgeous, like, counters and everything. I think it's a really nice kitchen. Lots of storage here. You have your fridge here. Decent little fridge. It's got a freezer. Everything's working as it should. Right here's your bathroom. It's like a full-size bathroom in here. Mermaids have more fun. I guess so. Everything's been spotless and clean. Lots of counter space right here. Hair dryer included. Super nice. Let's go on over to the master bedroom. Oh, wait, before we do that, here's a pantry. So go on out, get yourself some food, especially if you're planning on going to Disney World. Save yourself some money. Now, in the master bedroom, let's go into wide mode. We have a king bed in here, and there's an outside door. And lots of storage space for hats or whatever you want to put up there. Even in the nightstands, you have a little bit of storage space. Same situation as before in the kids' bedroom. You have some drawers underneath there. And it looks to be about the same size closet. I almost forgot to mention this little section right here. It's got a Keurig cutting board and knives. Well, that's not a Keurig, but it is a coffee machine. So yeah, this is stocked with a lot of different like cooking utensils and things. Pizza cutter, measuring cups. I'm sure that it has pans and things. Let's see if we can find them. There's cups and mugs. Let's check in here. Fire extinguisher, trash can. What's up in these? Nothing. Not seeing any pans. Maybe they're up in this cabinet. I didn't check this one. Yeah, there we go. So there's your pans, pots, and plates, and bowls. I'm now sitting on the couch in the living room. I don't know if I showed the TV or not, but I do want to say that I love the placement of the TV. Because it's right next to the doors out here, you can leave the blinds open and watch those crazy Florida storms wreak havoc outside, and then clear up and look all sunshiny. But there's the table too. I don't know if I showed the kitchen table. It does have like little flaps that extend and make it a bigger table. But we are quite pleased with this cottage. All right, I hope you guys liked that little cottage tour. We absolutely loved it. Now I kind of want to talk about our experience that we had here. And I just want to get it out of the way. I love this place. I would come straight back to it and camp here again if I was coming to Disney World or Universal, or just wanting to get a little break from everything. This Tropical Palms Resort is right off Earlo Bronson, maybe like a half a mile or so, right past Old Town. And you think with, you know, all the tourist traffic in Old Town and all, that this would be a little bit crowded and noisy. It is not. It is very quiet. It feels like you are literally secluded from all of that. I haven't heard any traffic or anything since I've been here. Now, I think this resort is really good for kids. We have a 3-year-old and she absolutely loved her entire stay here. She was actually asking if we moved here. I said, honey, we didn't move here. We have to go back home. And she, no, I don't want to. She loves this place, right? So every weekend they have like a little party at the pool deck. So they'll have a DJ there playing music. Sometimes they'll grill out, they'll bring food trucks. It's just a really fun atmosphere for a kid. And I also think it's a really good idea if you're gonna come down here and bring an animal. Staying in hotels, it might get a little sketchy bringing an animal. They may not like it. But here, we stayed in the cottage and only had to pay a $200 deposit to bring our cat. I don't normally bring my cat with me, but when you're here for a month, you can't really leave the cat in the house. So $200 to bring our cat. We get $150 of that back if no damages occur. No damages have occurred, so I'm expecting to get that back. So all in all, it's gonna only cost us $50 to bring our cat down here and stay in this cottage. These little guys are everywhere. Do you see it? That lizard there? Try to get him to move. And there they go. These things are fast. Now, even though I absolutely loved it here and I definitely would come back, I do want to make note that we did have a few issues. So that ant issue in our first cabin, or first cottage, that was completely taken care of. You know, they moved us to another cottage. They sprayed both cottages so that, first of all, there would be no more ants in the old one, and that there definitely wouldn't be any new ants in the new one. And that all happened within that day. So it got taken care of really quickly. And then we also had an issue with our door lock. Every now and then, just randomly, our key wouldn't open the door. You would scan it, and it would just stay red, and the door wouldn't open. And we did go through about a day's worth of mess with that, but honest to goodness, they swapped the door locks out, and everything was fine ever since. So even though I've had a couple of issues here, the managers have been wonderful, and also the workers as well. But the managers that I spoke to were Noshali and Nikki Joe. Both of them immediately were just taking care of our issues as fast as possible. We didn't struggle at all. So I've really enjoyed that. I mean, you're gonna have your issues no matter where you go, and I'm really appreciative that they actually got it fixed really quickly for us. So I think that is gonna bring our time to an end here. I hope you all enjoyed this little tour and tips video on Tropical Palms Resort here in Kissimmee, Florida, because I absolutely loved it. I'm gonna be back here, definitely. I think it's better than staying in a hotel. So I hope you guys thought the same, and I hope you have a great day, and thank you for playing. Bye.